What's up, guys? Matt Brown here from thelines.com. Starts Monday Night Football, Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins. Aren't you ready? Did you feel the action? You ready for this thing? Thank goodness we have two Monday night games. This one probably not high on your watchability score because we've seen how bad this Tennessee Titans team has been under Will Levis, or as I affectionately call him, Billy Levi's, until he wins his name back, because we've gone 0-3 on this guy first 3 weeks of the season. And then Miami Dolphins without Tua, without Skylar Thompson, now turning to Tyler Huntley at the quarterback position. As always, guys, everything we do absolutely free. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below, and let us know in the comment section how you plan on playing this thing, because holy mackerel. 2.5 is the number in favor of the Dolphins, and you're going, dude, Tyler Huntley's only been there, a couple of minutes. How in the world? That's how bad Tennessee has been under Will Levis over the beginning of the season. I mean, it's been absolutely horrible. And if you've been watching this, some of the absolute worst decision-making, ridiculous back-breaking turnovers from Will Levis, which has led to this team being the 32nd out of 32 pass offense EPA. Their offense overall 31st EPA. If you go to DVOA, it agrees as well. Their pass offense DVOA is 29th in the NFL. So just tons to hate about this Tennessee team. If we look over here at the over-under, we're sitting 37 across the board, a number that we're going to try and catch before this thing goes under that even more. The only thing is when you go and you look at the Dolphins and what the Dolphins have done so far, offense obviously has been terrible without Tua in there. But on the defensive side, they've actually been giving it up through the air. So this is kind of the which bad unit ends up winning out. Because Tennessee, horrible passing the ball. Miami defense, horrible at defending the pass so far in the short season here in the NFL. If you kind of look at the defense on Miami, the color codes, we always talk about the color codes. The green being good, red being bad. I mean, this is red all over the place, and it's not just the pass defense that's been bad. It's the rush defense that has been bad as well. Everything has been bad here for Miami. So there's a lot of stuff that you're trying to figure out when you look at this and you say, okay, if Miami is going to move the ball, how are they going to move the ball? If Tennessee is going to move the ball, how are they going to move the ball? We start to talk ourselves into what could this game look like with Tyler Huntley being in there, only being, signed off the practice squad a few weeks ago, only being in camp for, only being in the locker room for a little while. What kind of grasp does he have on the playbook? What kind of plays are they going to call for him in this? And then you start to understand why this total is so low and why it has plummeted. And you start to understand, too, why I played the under. Look, I played 37.5, but same difference in 37. Obviously your push equity just goes up a little bit, but 37 is the cutoff, though, key-ish number when it comes to totals. We're not going to do the 36.5, so we're going to need to get on 37, which is widely available as of this. And, who knows? We see primetime overs get bet a ton. If it gets back to 37.5, even better for you. But I don't see a real path to success for either one of these offenses. I'm not saying Tyler Huntley can't move the ball at all against the Titans, but at least the Titans defense has been okay so far, right? I mean, we are talking about a team that does have if you're talking about their pass defense, look, 12th overall EPA allowed in the NFL. I mean, top 12 is good any way you look at it. They're the success rate allowed through the air, 4th overall in the NFL. The rush is about middle of the pack, 15th in some categories, 18th in some others, so kind of like right there in the center. But it's not a bad defense at all. So Tyler Huntley coming in and being able to light up this defense, I don't know if that's going to happen. But then we talked about the Tennessee offense, and it's absolutely atrocious too. So even against a pass defense in Miami that's going to be able to give it up, are they really going to be able to take advantage of it? So I just don't see a ton of points in this game, and I don't see that this – I think this thing could be a boring slog of a game that if you only have one TV, you're only watching this until the second game starts, and then you're flipping over to the second game. So I did play the under here in this one. As far as the spread goes, guys, I mean, I just find it very hard for me to back Tennessee at this point. I understand Tyler Huntley is not the greatest, but he does at least have some starting experience in the NFL, and he's still stepping into an opportunity to play with two very, very, very good receivers. And now, is he going to be able to take advantage of that? I can't say. And we don't know what kind of game plan they're going to install with him either, but it would be a lean at the 2.5 under the field goal to the Dolphins, but I just can't get there. The full field goal seems like a pass, like a Titans or pass, but I can't get there, I don't think. Maybe some sort of same game parlay type deal where I end up playing a side, but don't think I'm going to be playing a side here in this one. From a prop standpoint, let's go over here. And as much as I hate Billy Levi's and as much as I do think that this Tennessee pass game is terrible, the props reflect that, right? I mean, like, that's what we've gotten down to. If you start and you look and you can see, I mean, Calvin Ridley's only at 40 yards. DeAndre Hopkins only at 37 yards. You can see, like, I mean, it's up and down here, the reflecting of the quarterback situation for all of these teams. I ended up at a little bit lower number, and I think you can shop around and find a little bit lower number. I went, and here's my train of thought, and it's kind of a leap of faith type deal, but if the pass defense for Miami is as bad as the numbers say so far, if the Titans can have any sort of success, it might be against the Dolphins, right? And would he not go to the guy I think that runs the higher percentage routes for him, the sure-handed guy, the veteran dude who will go out and figure out ways to get open and stuff like that? I mean, 38 yards, we're not asking for very much from DeAndre Hopkins at all. I mean, what, we're asking for like 4 catches, essentially, 4.5 or 5 catches, something like that. In a game in which you're facing one of the bottom feeder pass defenses in the NFL. So it's kind of a leap of faith deal. If you don't want to put it in your account, totally understand. Billy Levi's has been horrible so far this season, so I get it. I wouldn't blame you one bit, but I think I'm going to try to take advantage of the fact that if he is going to have any sort of success whatsoever, it's probably going to be against Miami. So we'll take advantage of this super, super depressed low number here on DeAndre Hopkins. What are the other props that is at least somewhat interesting? And this has to go with more about how you feel about the game and how you think that the game is going to go, what the game plan might be. But it's actually ticked up a couple of yards since last night. So it's up to 31.5. It was 29.5 last night when I was prepping for this thing. But 31.5 here on Tyler Huntley from a rushing yard perspective. If you go back over here when he had to start when Lamar got hurt back in 2022, you can see, like, he was not afraid to run the ball. 10 attempts, 9 attempts, 11 attempts, 7 attempts. Now, he didn't always get to the 31 yards. You can see he only got there once. But, I mean, I think you would take over 31 I think you would take over 31 yards for anybody that's taking 9, 10 attempts, even 7 attempts. Most likely with a quarterback, you would be pretty comfortable with taking it over there on that one. So just something to consider there with him, because he is not afraid to take off, as you can see, whenever he's gotten the opportunity to start. He did start the last game of the year last year in that for the Ravens, whenever they sat Lamar, and he only ran 4 times. So, but he did run 4 times for 28. So you can see that he's that's 8 for 40 right here. So you can see 8 for 40. So he is okay running the ball, right? So I think that there's an interesting, again, if you're putting together a same game parlay, just trying to tell a story, a guy that doesn't know the offense probably as well as he will, in another month or so, hadn't been there all that long. Maybe they're not going to throw him in there and just throw a really crazy game plan at him, and maybe there are some designed runs even called for him, but you would think that Tyler Huntley also just takes off on his own. And so just something to consider. I think that if he's going to take off 7, 8, 9, 10 times, then I think over 30, and shop around too, because like I said, that was 29.5 last night whenever I was looking. So maybe if you can find that in the 20s, a rushing prop for Huntley over would be good as well. Not a super exciting game, guys. As you can tell, we're looking forward maybe to the second Monday night game. It's just this one could be a slog. This one could be gross, and we'll be happy that it is the only game on television Under, really the only one that I'm in love with tonight, playing the under here on this one. Of course, a couple other props that we'll be looking to throw into the account. If you want to discuss this game with everybody else, you can go up here. Upper right-hand corner is the Discord. That is absolutely free. Someone will have some other opinions on this game, so be sure to get in there. That's free. Talk to those people. Let them talk you on or off a bet that you're trying to get in your account for this crazy game here between the Titans and the Dolphins. Again, everything we do free. Hit that subscribe button. Do appreciate it, guys, and good luck on all your Titans-Dolphins bets.